Construction is set to begin on Hassan Centenary Terraces in the new year. Designed by WSRM architects, the project will comprise 6 blocks, situated on the east side near Beachview Terraces. The vast majority of flats fall in the 2 to 4 bedroom range. The prices for these start at £131,000 and go up to over £323,000. All flats can be bought on either a 50-50 or an 100% basis.
We are prioritizing allocations in a different way. In this scheme, priority will be given to people who currently are housing tenants and will give up vacant possession of their flats upon purchase. So essentially what that means is that people who, when they buy, will give their rental flat back to government, which means that it goes back into government stock. They will have the first priority. We don't envisage that there will be, that even if we do give those applicants priority, that overall it will have a huge effect on the numbers of availability.
Minister for Housing Samantha Sacramento said measures to avoid speculation would see a revision of the resale period and the percentage of profit to be paid back to the government.
We haven't yet made public the conditions of resale of the properties because we are finalising the scale and the margins, because I want to make sure that we get it absolutely correct. Of course, these will be available at the time that contracts are exchanged and houses are allocated and are completed. But for the current purposes, because these are homes for own occupation, we've certainly made available the conditions of sale, and because the fundamental point is that these are not homes for speculation, terms of resale are not yet available.
The estate was initially announced as part of the Blue Water East Side project, which has been put on hold by Brexit. Hassan Centenary Terraces is now a separate project under the development of the government.
In other affordable development schemes, the taxpayer has suffered a loss, and sometimes that loss has arisen from a failure to ensure that the cost of the infrastructure to these developments is factored into the cost to the purchaser. So it's an important thing that we must ensure that the taxpayer subsidizes these developments by the contribution of the land, but not give a further subsidy in cost to the taxpayer of the infrastructure. We might advance the money, of course, because we're the ones who are going to put in the infrastructure before the purchasers buy their properties, but we shouldn't be suffering that cost of infrastructure as a loss to the general taxpayer's account. And that's what we're going to ensure is the case here, whilst also not seeking to make any profit from the purchasers.
And coming back to the East Side project, is this on hold indefinitely now?
Well, I mean, the government wants to see the project take off as soon as possible, but we have an element of uncertainty as to what will happen in the next 48 hours in Parliament, let alone what might be the situation for the United Kingdom in the context of its relationship with the European Union in the next 3 to 6 months. And I think, therefore, we have to understand that developers look to ensure that they understand what type of regime will be applicable in order to know what they will be marketing for.
Works are set to start in June 2019. The project will go before the Development and Planning Commission in the coming weeks, for guidance but not approval, as the Town Planning Act is not yet in effect.
This will go for guidance and advice. I don't think that the time limits that we're envisaging in respect of the application or full application of the Town Planning Act will be in place at the time that this goes for guidance and advice.
Brochures are available at a showroom at 3B Rosia Road and online at hassancentenaryterraces.gi. The closing date for applications is the 31st of January.